Ayo, and welcome to the Best Day Ever podcast. I am your host, Tru Sav, recording live from the penthouse in Oconda, California. No, I'm bullshitting. I figured we had to be a little bit more distinguished now that we're in a deluxe apartment in the sky. Nah. Welcome to the Best Day Ever podcast. It's your boy, Mr. TRUSAV. I can't lie. I do feel a little bit more distinguished now. New, nice modern fixtures. The wind blowing through my hair as we sit on the roof at nighttime. Can't lie. It's pretty nice. It'll never be worth the price, but I mean, fuck it. You gotta live your life sometimes. We finally moved everything in. We had to let go of some stuff. I think I lost about half my wardrobe. All of my, jeez. Yeah, I don't have any dress clothes now. I think I have 2 pairs of jeans. Nothing. All the clothes that I gave away just don't fit. Like, they're just too big. This eating right and exercise thing is finally paying off, boys. I'm trying to tell you. Whole raw fruits and vegetables. No bread, no meat, no dairy, no sugar. You'll live forever, I promise. But yeah, I ended up, because there was boxes all over the place. I didn't have any choice. I ended up taking them to a secondhand clothing store. They took the clothes. I think I took some like books, some kitchen stuff, and it was all for a tax deduction thing. But even where it was for a good cause, and like a fucking $500 tax deduction. So that's what was up. Still trying to get the last few things into a box, find a spot for stuff. Other than that, penthouse is coming together nice. I must concur. I went to my new favorite store, Bed Bath & Beyond. I must say, Bed Bath & Beyond is fun. Like, I didn't understand when I was younger, but like now I get it. I completely understand now. Like, Bed Bath & Beyond is shit. Wowzers. And the microphone came unplugged, so I just talked for 20 minutes to myself about that thing. Wow. Well, in other news, like I was saying, Bed Bath & Beyond is the shit. I went out there to the one in Alameda last week because the missus was out of town, snitching all over the world. And so I had the girls with me. I ended up taking them to the dog park out there, which is always exciting. Dog parks are more for the owners than the dogs. Because every time I go, I'm not going to talk to people or interact with other people. I'm going so that the dogs can get some exercise. I can get my little bullshit hour of exercise and be done. So even if I'm not listening to something, I'll put headphones in and just walk around the perimeter of it. And it's maybe an eighth of a mile, something like that. So I usually walk around the perimeter for about an hour, let them run around, do their thing. And it's weird because people will come and just kind of stand there with each other. Like it's almost like they're using the dogs as a way to interact with people instead of coming to get the dog some exercise. Because a lot of times your dog isn't going to leave your side. Your dog is going to go where you go. So if you just stand there, then the dog is just going to kind of play around right by you. So I just walk around and they'll follow me. And if they break off for a second and go run, that's fine. Kiba, she doesn't care. She'll run off. Now the little baby one starts, she's not going anywhere. She's going to stay pretty close. She's not going to wander too far. She's too old. Kiba's still young. But there's definitely an interesting cast of characters there's there's the couples that go. There's the people who bring the balls and stuff to throw. There's the old people, and the way the dog park is situated, there's like a side for bigger dogs. There's a side for little dogs. I've got a big one and a small one, so the small one's just gonna have to come kick it with the big dogs. And it's always weird because people will look and they'll be like, "Well, I can see that in their mind they're thinking, well, aren't you afraid that like something's gonna happen?" It's like, well, she already got the shit beat out of her, so I mean, at this point, I don't think she's tripping either. So, but it's cool usually. Uh, Kiba has a problem with sharing, so she'll steal other people's balls sometimes. I mean, other than that, it's cool. Then you got to get them out of the house because a lot of times they're here during the day all day, and I mean, I don't like being cooped up in the apartment all day, so I try to get them as much exercise as possible. Usually, I'll walk them when I come home in between jobs, or at nighttime. I'll give them like a smooth half hour, usually a half hour at night, half hour in the morning. I'll try to walk them in between jobs if I can squeeze a meal in there. Yeah, let's make sure we're recording this time. Jeez. Yeah, it's a strange dynamic at the dog park. And there's always that one dog that doesn't belong there that always comes and starts barking and trying to fight. It's super, super strange, super strange. But I ended up took them to the dog park because I knew I was going to be inside the store, so I didn't want them to be all cooped up in the car when I go inside. I figured it'd be 5-10 minutes, go in real quick, grab some stuff, and be done. I was incorrect. Not only was I incorrect, I was incorrect by a long shot. I there's an there's a Bed Bath Beyond in downtown Oakland, but if you want to go to the nice store, you always go to Alameda. Alameda always has the nicest stuff. Alameda is like it's like a suburb by Oakland. It's like an island completely by itself. Speed limit's 25. It's really nice. You have to cross it, like it's literally an island. Like you have to cross a bridge to get to Alameda. So I go, we're hanging out, hanging out. I go inside. It's a regular store. I'm not really seeing anything. So I go to get a soap dispenser, and I see a lady in the same aisle that I'm in, and we're looking at the same kind of things. I was like, oh, and she's really friendly. Hey, how you doing? So I was like, oh, I'm just looking for a tray for my shower. Like I'm trying to find something to put like shampoo bottles and soap on and stuff because there's no real designated spot for in the shower. She's like, oh my gosh, I am too. Like, what's your color scheme? I was like, color scheme? Like, what do you mean? She's like, well, do you have like a scheme or like a design plan that you're following? I was like, I have no idea what that means. I was like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And she went on to inform me that she was trying to her husband and her Jesus Christ, her husband and herself had just bought a new apartment. They had sold their house, moved closer to their kids, and they were moving into one of the apartment complexes that we had moved, not the one that we had moved into, but one of the newer ones. And she was designing whatever their situation. And basically, she was telling me how you have to have a certain flow when you move into your apartment. And there has to be a specific design, and everything has to match. And I was just in awe because I had never thought of it. I was just going to buy something to put stuff up in the shower, maybe a soap dispenser, and that's it. And I was leaving. So we get to talking, and I made a new best friend that day. And she taught me a lot of stuff. It was interesting. About color scheme and flow and consistency throughout the house. How if you buy something for the kitchen, it has to match the bathroom. It has to match the bathroom in your master suite and the guest bathroom, so on and so forth. And it was pretty interesting. I also learned Bed Bath and Beyond has some pretty cool gadgets. Like there is a one of the fruit bowls I ended up buying. Like it's a fruit bowl, but it also has like an extension that goes up so that you can put bananas on it. So the bananas are suspended in the air above the other little fruit stuff. They have those what are those things? They have a jar that like locks that you can put a timer on. So let's say you put some of your favorite snacks or something in there. You're like, no, I'm not going to eat until tomorrow. You can set a timer so that it won't open for 24 hours. Which I was like, mind blown. Like, what is this? I already bought I bought the little tray with the ice cubes so that you can make them a sphere or a cube. I learned it's not a square or a circle. It's a sphere or a cube, or a sphere or a cube if it's 3-dimensional. They have those. There was what was it? Automatic wine bottle openers. Like it was deep. Like I had no idea there was so much cool stuff out there. And I mean, we'd already come to the decision. My wife and I had come to the decision that we needed to buy some fancy stuff because we were living like frat boys. Just dial soap everywhere and plastic containers for stuff. It's like I guess since we're in the fancy house now, we've got to pretend to be a little bit more fancy, even though we really aren't. I mean, it has that certain air. To, oh, I can't think of the word. I'll think of it at some point. But yeah, it's so I ended up my trip went from 5 to 10 minutes to about 45 minutes. I ended up buying matching linens and matching towels, so shower towels, face towels, hand towels, which then matched my towels in the kitchen. I bought soap dispensers. I've never bought this before in my life. I bought a lotion dispenser for the bath. So I have soap dispensers for the kitchens, for the bathrooms. I bought a towel, the paper towel thing. I bought one of those. And of course they all match. Same designer, same brand, because apparently that's what you do. I don't know. It's deep. So yeah, I was feeling real adultish. Real adultish. Um, and fellas, I'm here to tell you, if you're married, you already know the deal. Bed Bath and Beyond is the spot. If you're single, you got that struggle apartment working, and you want to go on a date, take her to Bed Bath and Beyond. Be like, hey, I need a little help designing my apartment. I need a scheme for my apartment. Trust me, I've done the research. It'll work. Every woman that I passed in Bed Bath and Beyond was like, oh, like, are you lost? Like, did you need some help? Well, this was after my best friend Lauren had left me. And they were all just kind of confused, like, oh, are you looking for something? I was like, no, I'm putting together a new color scheme for my apartment and I'm making sure everything is working. They're like, oh. And I could kind of tell they were like, there was that moment where they were like, for who? I was like, oh, me and my wife. Oh, you are such a great man. And you are so amazing. I wish my husband would do that. I can't get him to do anything. I'm telling you, boys, Bed Bath and Beyond. That's the way to go. I don't know what it is about that place. I'm excited to go. It's my new hangout spot. I'm ready to go that in Home Depot. I don't really have that many projects because we don't have a home, but Home Depot has some other stuff, fixtures and stuff like that. Bed Bath & Beyond has one of the shower heads that plays music out of the shower head. I'm determined to get that next week. It has different colors and stuff, so you don't even have to turn the light on in the shower. It's like a light bulb and a speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker, as a matter of fact. Which brings me to the next thing. They have light bulbs now that have speakers in them. Yes, you heard me correctly. You can plug a light bulb, regular 50, 100-watt light bulb, into your lamp, and it plays music. I know, 21st century. I couldn't believe it. because I saw it and I was like, why is this light bulb $50? I was like, and why is it Bluetooth? Like, that doesn't make sense. And I started looking at it and I read it and I was like, wait. You can play music out of a light bulb? Not only can you play music out of a light bulb, but if you fill the house with them, you can connect up to 10 light bulbs on your Bluetooth and they will all play music at the same time. Mind blown. Brought to you by General Electric, which is now trading at $11.50 a share. We'll come back to that. Yes, Bed Bath & Beyond, boys. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, I've already spent like half of my paycheck for next week. I haven't even got paid, and I already have a wish list of things that I'm going to get, and the penthouse is going to be popping out of boy, and it's all pretty self-explanatory. Now, the shower thing, I'm probably going to have maintenance come install because I'm not trying to fuck that up. I'm not trying to electrocute myself. But that was a steal. The light bulbs, I don't even think that we have any lamps. We might have to take them out of the ones on the roof. I don't know what kind of light bulbs they are, but we'll see. But yeah, it's coming together, boys. It's coming together. By the time the new year starts, the penthouse is going to be player. I must concur. So I did all that. Shout out to Bed Bath & Beyond, the new homie Lauren. The funniest thing ever, sidebar, is when the dog, apparently, because I never had dogs before, so it's really weird, some of the stuff they do. So I was reading this book, and apparently when dogs feel comfortable in their surroundings, they sleep like on their back with their legs like curled up. And it's the weirdest fucking thing you've ever seen. It's like, what are you doing? But I guess I do the same thing too. I don't know. Really weird. But I digress. So I'm at Bed Bath & Beyond. I buy all the stuff I need. My soap and lotion dispensers and fruit bowls and such. And we leave and we take the girls to their favorite spot, McDonald's. And people think I'm fucking crazy because they're like, because they have what do they have? They have chicken McGriddles and they have sausage McMuffins for like $1. So I get 2 of each, 2 sausage McMuffins, 2 chicken McGriddles, and I know people are like, "Damn, this fat nigga's about to eat all of that." And I pull to the parking lot, open the back up, throw them in the back, and they're just like, "Did you just feed the dog?" Yes, every time. It's their favorite food, which is weird almost. I ended up spending more money on fast food for the dogs than I used to for myself. Let's see, they like chicken McGriddles, sausage McMuffins. From Jack in the Box, they like tacos. From Wendy's, they like double stacks. Let's see, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. Yeah, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. That's about it. Now, Star, she's the old lady. She likes red meat. Well, Star likes any kind of meat. Thank you. God bless you. I didn't know you were sneezing. Star will eat anything. Red meat, chicken, fish. Now, Kiba the young one, she's a little bit more bougie. She'll eat red meat, kind of, but she prefers chicken, which is, I don't know. It's strange to me, but I thought dogs will eat anything. But, So I come home. I give them their late night snack, and we come home. Because, like I said, my wife is gone, so you know what that means. Party time. And I catch my favorite show, The Watchmen. It was the episode before the season finale. A lot of things got explained, made a lot of sense. I had to watch it a couple times because it was pretty deep. There was a lot of stuff going on, and it's non-linear. So, and they don't tell you when it's happening. So it's a lot of jumping back and forth in time. It gets confusing from time to time, but all in all, it was a pretty good episode. So then yesterday, I ended up watching the season finale. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor. Now that they're all out, just go watch it like a movie. Take a day off, and they're what, hour long episodes, and there's only 8 episodes. So if you feel like vegging for a day, watch that. It's amazing show. Regina King. Now, I'd have to admit, it is kind of weird looking at Regina King and listening to her talk, especially when she gets mad or when she's being emotional and like the pitch of her voice goes up and down, because she voiced the character Huey Freeman and Riley Freeman from the Boondocks. So there's moments where she'll get mad and she'll talk in a higher pitched voice, and I'm like, is that Huey? So it throws me off a little bit, but still, best show I've seen in a while. Check. Oh, I mean, if you're gonna watch that, then you might as well also check out Euphoria. Both of these are on HBO. Euphoria, I don't even know how to describe it. It's some kids in high school and their issues, but it's not like that. Like, they're smoking weed, popping pills. Like, it's real life shit. Like, that was another good one. Like, I'd have to say, HBO is coming out with some shit nowadays. Euphoria, Insecure is another one. I'll talk about that one in a second. Insecure is my shit, but back to Euphoria. Euphoria, apparently, Zena something, some light skinned chick with big feet that apparently was on the Disney Channel. She's on there. She's really good. I like her as an actress. She made me believe she was really this pill popping kid. Really good. Follows a couple of the kids. It's her, another girl that just moves to the school. Follows the superstar athlete and his girlfriend. It's really about a circle of like 8 or 9 kids that it follows, and each episode focuses on their different trials and tribulations, different stuff they're going through. Just basic coming of age stuff, but the way that the story is told, how all the stories connect, and the drug use and social media stuff, it was really interesting, because I can only relate to what happened to me in high school, but seeing it shows how different it is for kids nowadays. I can't really talk about it without giving it away. Euphoria, please go watch it. What? Insecure. Insecure is probably one of the best shows I've seen. I still have to do the top 5. I'm slipping. I gotta remind myself. I've got to do a top 5. TV shows, movies, stuff like that. Insecure. It's about a black chick. Or excuse me. It's about an independent black woman living in Compton, California. Where does she live in? Compton? Long Beach? Oh no, she lives in Inglewood. And it follows her and 3 other black women. They all have they all have careers, degrees. It's not some ghetto shit. It's like 3 intelligent black women trying to navigate the world, the relationship stuff, dealing with each other, finances, stuff like that. It's really a very smart comedy. Very smart. One of the writers was Larry Whitmore. He used to work on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Funny dude. Issa Rae's fucking hilarious. She's probably not even one of the funniest women, one of the funniest people I've seen in a show in a long time. Very relatable character. My wife would watch it, and at first I was kind of like, oh, this shit is stupid. Oh, it's a show about women talking about men, because she watched Being Mary Jane, and I fucking hated that show. Fucking hated it. Like, it was the whole. Remember when it was on BET? So that tells you everything you need to know right there. Sister girl, yeah, you ain't got to tell him, and everybody's got on a nightclub dress, and everything is heels and makeup. This was more like down to earth. Oh, let's go get some tacos from the taco truck. Like, oh, we're in this struggle apartment. Like, how am I gonna? Like, it was. I guess it's more relatable. I shouldn't be judgmental. Being Mary Jane was what it was. There were certain people who liked it, and if you liked it, that it just might have. It wasn't my cup of tea. But Insecure is the shit. Like, it was every episode. There was at least 4 or 5 times where you're dying laughing because it was something that relatable to everyone. Whether it was a dating situation, it was a coworker situation, um, the party lift that was funny. Uh, like their neighbors in the apartment complex. There's so many things. Like I couldn't even try to think of all of them right now. So HBO has been coming out with some pretty good shows. I mean, as far back as The Wire, like HBO's on it. Stars is trying to get them with Power, but Power kind of jumped the shark in season 5. But that's another discussion. So yeah, Watchmen. Please do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. Watch it. You'll learn something exciting. Let's see. Now, when I was at Best Buy, I was thinking about GE, and when I said GE is selling at $11.50 right now, it made me think of my Robinhood account. Robinhood is it's like I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, if you want to buy stocks and stuff, well, for me, I like the Robinhood one because it's the most basic of the basic. When you're doing like TD Ameritrade or any of those big financial, they charge you per trade. And I mean, I'm not day trading. I'm not fucking Wolf of Wall Street, anything like that. It's something to learn how to do it. You put your little banking information and you can buy stuff. I think I started a couple years ago. I think what was the first one I bought? The first stock I ever bought was Under Armour. I bought Under Armour. I bought Snapchat. Under Armour, Snapchat, and I think GoPro. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just buying stuff to buy it. And the only reason why I remember is because when I first bought it, I bought Snapchat at maybe $25 a share. And I bought 4 of them. It went up to 30. So I felt like I was Gordon Gekko. And then in February of 2018, something very interesting happened. Kylie Jenner, they did the Snapchat update. And that was where they started doing ads. And Kylie Jenner got on there and said, I'll never use Snapchat again. It sucks, something. And when I tell you the fucking prices on that thing bottomed out, I think I ended up selling at around like 22, 23, something like that. So it was a wash. Well, it was a loss, actually. And I think, let's see what Snapchat is at right now. Snapchat is selling at, come on. Damn, I can't even find it. That's how. Snapchat is selling at 15.11. Yeah. Off the face of the fucking earth. Yep. That was the day. Mm-mm-mm. What a buster. Oh, no, I take that back. It wasn't. Was it February? Yep. February 9th, 2018. Dropped all the way to a low of Jesus. $4.99. Topped out at 30. Bottomed out at $4.99. And is now trading at 15. Wow. All because of one person. Mm. Yeah. Snap's holding on to younger users. Mm. And now that Facebook has the story like Snapchat does, it's a wrap. It's But yeah, it's really interesting. Easy to use. This is a non-paid promotional thing, but it's really interesting. You could see, cause a lot of the stuff I follow on Instagram is a lot of investment stuff. And that was the one thing that it always says is like, why buy a pair of Jordans for $300 when you can invest in Nike? I mean, share Nike right now, I think is a $98.50. So that same pair of Jordans that you just bought can at least make you some money. Because, I mean, your Jordans are only going to decrease in value. You're not going to be able to sell them for the same thing you bought them for. Well, some shoes you're not going to be able to buy them for the same thing or sell them for the same thing you bought them for. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back to Robinhood. I also bought, let's see. Sorry. Costco selling at $293.50 a share. Not bad. Visa's at 186. PayPal. Oh, I think that's my next one. The next three, Berkshire Hathaway. That's the one. My man Warren Buffett got rich off Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, I'm sorry. GE isn't at 1150. GE's at 1118. So Christmas is coming up, and I'm thinking I want to buy Sony. Sony's at $68 right now. I'm trying to be smart because PlayStation 5 is coming out next year. So I'm thinking it's not going to revolutionize anything, but sales are probably going to go up. Pre-orders, stuff like that. It's better to get in on the bottom floor. EA, I mean, unless they come back with college football, and even if they come out with college football, I don't really see that changing anything too much. PayPal, okay. PayPal, I found that investing in stuff that people use every day, that's usually your winner. Like 3M, I can't think of what it's called. I don't know what the 3M stand for, but 3M is the people who make like staplers, Scotch tape, pens, pencils, stuff like that. Those are the ones. Like, yeah, you've got your Facebooks, your Googles, but who has fucking $2,000 a share? Like, I take that back. Nike is at $98.81 right now a share. Not bad. Financial institutions, electronic payment services. That seems to be the way to go. That's what I've got my eye on. I know Disney just went up a lot. Disney's at 148.44 right now. They came out with that Disney Plus a couple months ago, and that put them through the roof. They were at, let's see, Disney Plus came out a couple months ago. They were at 125, and they're now at 149. So if you'd have bought 4 or 5 shares there, you'd have made a couple $100. Better than a bank account. But I digress. I will leave my stock tips for another time. But yeah, man, Robinhood, do yourself a favor. Better than a bank account. But if you believe in the stock market and that type of thing. So let's see. Bed Bath & Beyond, got the apartment together. Got my stock market thing going. What else did we do this weekend? How could I forget? So, after I went to my new favorite store, I went to my second favorite store, and that was a Best Buy out in Emeryville. I was looking for some new stuff, like better microphones, stuff like that. And actually, you know what? I take that back. Best Buy was my second stop. First I went by Target. By Target. And Target was having, it was after Black Friday something, they were selling an Xbox for $150. And I was so mad that I didn't buy one. Like, I thought about it, and I was like, oh, should I get one? But I don't know anyone who has an Xbox. Everyone I know has PlayStations. And then I thought, or I could do the old whoop-de-wop. I could buy 3 or 4 of the Xboxes at $150 and sell them for $250, or even just put them up for $300 and say, or best offer, and I'll take whatever comes. But I just didn't want to put up the time and effort. I probably should have in hindsight, but so I leave Target, and as I'm leaving Target, it made me start to think, should I get a PlayStation? It's been, oh my gosh, I haven't had a PlayStation since, the last PlayStation I had was a PlayStation 2. I had the Xbox 360, and that was when I still lived in Sacramento. That was like 8-9 years ago. I moved to Bakersfield, and I sold the PlayStation or the Xbox, and that was it. I've played PlayStation 3 a couple of times. I think I played PS4 once or twice, but I was like, yeah, I think I might break down and get one. I don't know, because I know the PlayStation 5 is coming out next year. So since it's coming out next year, PlayStation 4 is going to be for the low. So I'm thinking about waiting till after Christmas, because the price has to go down. Like, there's no way you can still try and sell the PS4 for $300-$400, especially when you know the PS5 is coming out. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to slide it in the house under cover of darkness, because if the wife finds it, she's going to throw that shit off the roof. Oh, I know for a fact she is. She's not going to like that whatsoever. It's going to bring back too many bad memories of back in the day. Because that was my number one thing. That was the one thing that used to make her mad all the time. Was that was the me playing PlayStation all weekend when she came to visit. I mean, I've since matured, but it's I feel like it'd be fun. I was at my man PWP's house, and he had the whole setup. He had the headset, and there apparently this is how old I am and how long I've been gone. I always knew you could play online. I never was really in a situation where, well, like I said, I didn't have a gaming system, so I didn't do it myself, but I would go to other people's house, and they would have the headsets or microphones or whatever, where you could do like group parties where you can play with people who obviously aren't there. So it would be 4 or 5 people, and they would she just did that weird thing where she lays on her back again. It trips me out. Okay, thank you. And they would play like Call of Duty, and there would be like 5 people in the party, or they would play like 2K. So they'd be playing the basketball game, and they would all be on the same team, and it would really it would trip me out, because it's been so long. But I was at his house, and he was playing with his brothers that live in New York or something, and they were playing, what is it called? The Rec League or the Park or something. And it's crazy because you're talking to each other in real time. You can talk to the other people that you're playing against. So you can talk shit to the people that you're playing. You can yell at the people that you're playing with. It looked like a lot of fun. And I was like, I know I'm probably not going to play like I used to, where it would be an all day, every day type of situation. So it looked like enough fun that it was worth getting yelled at for. So, I mean, it was, and then the sky's the limit, apparently. You can create different clothes, and now they have it where they have facial recognition, so you can take your picture and upload it to whatever system you have, and that's what your character looks like in the game. Shout out to the CIA, Department of Homeland Security. That was a slick one. Upload your picture. I'd never trusted that, even in the Xbox. The Xbox 360 had something like that, where there was like a bar with a video camera where you could put your face into it or where you could say commands. And it was like, oh yeah, that's well, we know what you're doing. Like, oh, we'll never turn on the camera when you don't want us to. It'll just be there, sitting there. Like, yeah, okay, sure. But that was a slick one, PlayStation. I'll give it to you. That was a good one. I mean, I'm not up to anything nefarious anymore, so I'm sure I'll be all right with the alphabet boys listening in on my conversations. But I digress. Um, so of course, after I went to Dude's house and I saw him having such a grand old time, he did what any drug dealer does. He wanted me to try the product, so he gives me the controller. Here, why don't you play? So I'm like, no, I'm cool. I don't really want to play. Okay. So I get to playing, and it's a lot different from the last time I played. I haven't picked up a video game in 5-6 years. So it was a little different. The buttons are pretty much the same. So I got thrashed. I didn't know what I was doing, but like any good drug dealer, you just got to give the addict a little bit of the product. So after I play, I come home, and my life has been to get my fix in video games. I've had to resort to watching people play on YouTube, which apparently is a thing now. Like, apparently kids watch other kids play with toys on YouTube. Like, that's a thing, I guess. There's some kid named Ryan something. I don't know. Ryan something or other. And he plays with toys, and kids watch him. And it's a thing. I don't know. But I've watched other people play the new Madden, the new basketball thing, and I discovered something very strange. There is this thing called Twitch where people live stream themselves playing video games, which is news to me. Like, I'm so far out of the loop. Usually if I'm on YouTube, it's Jordan Peterson or Grant Cardone or my man Gary Vee, something like that. It's educational, not entertainment. Well, let me stop lying. I do enjoy a good fail video compilation. Those are still top notch. Or another favorite of mine. I'm just all over the place today. I'm sorry. Angry motorcycles. People going on high speeds or running from the cops on motorcycles with GoPros. That shit is exhilarating because they have the GoPro on their helmet, so it's you running. Oh, that's a topic for another day. I'm sorry, girls. Give me a little bit and we can go. So I go down the rabbit hole that is YouTube. And I first started with like a tutorial on just the basics. And then it got into different people playing. And there's just so many people that like that's like what they do. And they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And it was like, wow, to watch you play video games. And again, it's the age we live in where they have Madden tournaments where people are playing for millions of dollars. So I understand, like, I kind of wish I would have kept going. So I could have kept playing to do something like that, but next lifetime. So on Twitch, I found this guy that is hilarious. His name is Low Tier God. Because once I got out of the sport ones, like a lot of people do the sports ones, but a lot of people who are gamers aren't necessarily into the sports ones. They're into more the fighting games, World of Warcraft, stuff like that. What is another one? Okay, I get it. Okay. What's the other one? League of Legends. And then Fortnite. Oh, that's a whole other conversation. I just figured out what that was. That's Call of Duty, but silly, I guess. So my man Low Tier God is hilarious. I guess he's not hilarious, but his reactions to losing, I guess, are why people like him. And it's funny because we all remember the tale of Black Ass Mike. And Black Ass Mike is exactly like him. If he wins, oh, you're a scrub, you're a bum, you're this, that, and the other. If he loses, you're a fucking cheater, or you're lagging, or this is, oh my god, he is the funniest motherfucker in the world. Like I mean, I've no, I don't really get too emotional about anything, especially a video game. Like you lost a video game, whatever. It's not that serious. My man, they will like these guys will yell and scream at the computer. Like I mean, like not even just like oh man, I lost. Like I'm talking about top of their lungs. This is bullshit. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so it's almost like people take more enjoyment out of watching them lose than them actually winning because they're so animated, and it's not even really that they have like a personality or they're witty. It's just they're so over the top and so silly. I mean, I got caught up last night. I ended up watching. There's another guy called his name is Flight or Die Flight something. Another black dude, and he's the same way. Like if he's winning, he's yeah, you suck. If he's losing, oh, you fucking cheater. This is it's oh my god, it's amazing. I love it. Like it's I found a new hobby because I was wondering what I was going to do with myself since Watchmen is over. It's that this might be my new thing. I might have to figure out what a Twitch is because after after I went to Target and I was trying to figure out the video game situation. I went to Best Buy originally because I was trying to figure out a camera or a better mic because everyone keeps telling me I need to do video with the podcast. Like we want to see what you're doing. Like you have to so you can do. I guess it's radio is a thing of the past. Like yeah, you talking is cool, but like there has to be a voice or a face going with a voice, and then facial expressions, so on and so forth. The only issue is YouTube just came up with new guidelines for posting videos, and basically, if they feel that your channel or the things that you post, if there's no way that they can monetize that, they can delete it. They can delete your whole account. So if they view what you're saying as hate speech or overly sexualized or anything like that, they can delete your entire account. And I mean, I'm just some guy talking in my living room. So I mean, I'm sure that's not going to matter. This coupled with the fact that there's people who have millions of subscribers that have already been deleted. Like I don't know about YouTube. Maybe a Twitch. I guess I could do this and play some video games and stink it up. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. And the irony of the situation is, I had said this to another guy. Well, I'm in a fan group for one of the comedians that I like, and I was trying to have an intellectual conversation in this group, and then obviously, yeah, there's a time and a place for everything. And it was obviously not the time or the place. And I was being ridiculed for my stance on a particular subject. We'll leave it at that. And they weren't very I don't even know how to describe it. They were well, that doesn't matter. We'll leave that alone. But I was telling them the same thing, that like, look, this comedian could be so much bigger, but I feel like he's pandering to the lowest common denominator, mainly you guys. And that's kind of the thing sometimes. Like, you can't. Or what I mean is, when he first came out, it's about 9, 10 years ago, he was doing political jokes, maybe joking about current events, certain things that have happened. And I thought he was hilarious. He was a poor man's Patrice O'Neill. Like, Patrice O'Neill was more, he was versed in more political things, more social things. A lot of his stuff was tailored toward that, and then relationships. And it was a little bit more raw. My man is more raw, but there's not the political wittiness, not the social awareness, not stuff like that. It could have been, but I feel like he stopped and he didn't really take it there. But he's still funny. I I still can't wait for him to come to Pleasanton. I'll still go to the show, but I mean, I feel like he stunted his growth because once he started a show, he was on the Foxhole with Jamie Foxx, and then once he took off and went his own way, he started his own show. And once he started getting consistent viewers and listeners and started selling merch, and it became an entire entity of itself, I feel like he kind of lost himself. He got lost in the mix. And he started catering to fans instead of being more creative. And so the guy said, "Oh, well, you're hating." I was like, "Well, no. I'm still a fan myself. Like, I still listen to the show. It's just, at times, it's hard to listen to because it's like, how many times can you talk about the same shit? How many times can you tell the same jokes? Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, I get it. You feel the way you feel about a few particular things. Okay, I get it. Like, talk about something else. Like, there's so many things that are going on, and instead of making new jokes or doing something like that, you're just telling the same jokes over and over again because you know you're going to get a laugh from this particular crowd." And the guy was saying, "Oh, well, no, he'll still make it, this and this." And I was like, well, with the way this particular climate is nowadays and the subject matter that he's discussing, like, it's only a matter of time before they're like, okay, look, it's a wrap. And sure enough, like, wouldn't you know it, his whole situation got pulled. So the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, all your views, like, all of it's gone. So, and it's not an "I told you so" moment. It's just more of, it was two different life lessons for me. It was one, you have to be true to yourself, and you have to, if you're going to be a creator of content, you're going to have to come up with new stuff. You can't just beat a dead horse, number one. And you definitely can't pander to a crowd because, yes, a specific group of people is supporting you, but once you start tailoring your material, well, more specifically for him as a comedian, once you begin to tailor your material for a small group of people, you're not going to have the same kind of reach. Like, that's when it starts to become like a cult. When it's a small, tight-knit group of people and it's the same thing over and over, it's like, you've got to be broad spanning. You have to have a wider reach. And then two, like, funny is funny. Like, if the things that you're saying are funny, like, people will appreciate it. Like, if you're just trying to insult people, like, that's when you get into murky waters. And trust me, I'm all about, I know a thing or two about insulting people. I know for a fact because I just got in trouble for it the other day. Because look, man, it's the best day ever. I'm always happy to talk to people. I mean, fuck, I work in customer service. So I have to deal with people. I have to deal with some not so pleasant people. And I just had it. Like I said last time, we get all these homeless people in there, and it's hard for me to deal with rude ass homeless people. Well, today I got a real winner. Well, a few days ago, I had a lady come in She just had a fucking attitude. And so I told her, man, look, you can either be ugly or you can have a bad attitude, but you can't be both. And she said, what did you say? I said, you can either be ugly or you can have a bad attitude, but you can't have both. Like, that's too much. Oh, I need to talk to the manager. It's like you're talking to him. So needless to say, the owner wasn't too happy. I mean, but only the two. She's the only one that heard me say it because I said it to her. I didn't say it out in front of anyone else. So I just told the owner, I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. I did not. I would never say that to a customer. He knew I was full of shit though. But I mean, only him and only she was the only one that heard me say it. So I hope she's having a shitty day today. But yeah, man. This Twitch or YouTube situation, I don't know. I'm going to try to figure it out. Because I feel like video would be interesting too. You can do some fun stuff. I don't know how it's going to work in the penthouse though. Because the penthouse is a studio. So it's like a big ass hotel room. And I don't know. That means I'm actually going to have to clean up the studio. Or the fucking penthouse. So it might be next year. Because shit is all over the place right now. I've got to get it together. Without a doubt. Oh. When I was at Target, a couple of quick buys that I got. I bought a couple of books. A couple of writing prompt books. It's pretty interesting. First one I got was 3,000 Questions About Me. This was really pretty deep. Obviously it's pretty easy. 3,000 questions. And the questions are stuff that you would never think. Like, have you ever argued over who should pay for something? What should be the biggest global worry about the future? What is one thing you'll never do in public? What's the most artistic thing you've ever done? How tech savvy are you? Let's see. What's one I answered? If you could hire any wedding singer, who would you choose and what song? Nigga, Jodeci. What song would they sing? Oh, shit. Love You for Life, of course. Of course, that's an easy one. What do you love about the holiday season? Nothing. Compare your driving skills to something. NASCAR, motherfucker. I'm a high-speed specialist. The getaway artist. It's me. I'm stunned. As soon as I take it out of park, bitch. Oh, that's a fun story for another time. But yeah, 3,000 Questions About Me. The other one I bought was called The Story of My Life. And it's the same thing. Probably about 200-300 pages, all with different, like, it was really interesting though, like, how did your parents meet? What's your earliest memory? What's your fondest memory of your life, saddest memory, stuff like that. I haven't really gotten to that one yet. Then the other two I bought were 300 writing prompts. Yeah, 300 writing prompts and then 300 more writing prompts. So there's a total of 4 books with a lot of fun stories in there. So that should be, I'm really excited about that one. That's because it's fun trying to come up with some old stuff. I know. Before I forget, I have to say this. I have my first correction. It was not Jim Dick who came up with the Tru Sav name. I must apologize. It was Dagwood. I was I was reminded. So it was my first retraction, I think I did this retraction, but I thought about it the other day. It was Dagwood who came up with the Tru Sav / True Savage. It was unfortunately not Jim Dick. Jim Dick came up with another very important one. He came up with, and if you know what that is, you know what it is. But you have to give credit where credit is due. I apologize, Dagwood. You were the originator of the name. And as a matter of fact, what is it? It's December. In about a month, I've got some very important news. Tru Sav in the building. This is going to be very important. Make sure to tune in. I'll keep you updated on it. But yeah, 3,000 questions about me, the story of my life, 300 writing prompts. Those were all at a Target, like $8. If you need to tell a story, use those. It's pretty simple. Like I said, all the questions are pretty straightforward. It's going to be interesting. I try to fill them out on my lunch breaks or something after I walk the girls. I mean, you can give basic answers, you can give in-depth answers, whatever floats your boat. Oh, look at that. Right on the time. So professional. Right on the hour mark today. That's going to be it. I'm still working on That's Not My Business. I didn't forget about you. My co-host, it's a situation. She's something else. But I got you. Next year, we're probably going to have interviews. I got a couple local artists. We might even interview some Tru Savs. I think that might be our first one. Talk to a couple of local business owners. Because I know I'm exciting and everything. But we're going to get some other people in here. So, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tru Sav Comedy. Questions, comments, concerns, best day ever podcast at gmail.com. I'm still thinking about this Twitch and this PlayStation. I want to say, I think I have an old gamer name on PlayStation. I think it's True Savage 52. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I can't get yesterday back. I might not get tomorrow. So that makes today the best day ever. Peace.